Hey guys, my name is Hailey, and my two words are failing and loved. When I was a kid, I grew up with the idea of Christianity, but it didn't affect why I made decisions for myself. I made decisions for myself because it was what I felt was best for me and what I felt other people thought was best for me. I used to go to church regularly on Wednesdays and Sundays, but for different reasons I stopped going. One of those reasons was that I felt like I was failing at church and that I was a failure at church. When I was a kid, it was because I didn't pick up the Bible verses and memorize them as fast as other kids, and I didn't have the knowledge that other kids had. But when I was in middle school and high school, it was a combination of that, plus I could tell that these other kids had something I didn't. And because I didn't have that something, I felt like I was failing the church. This feeling of failing at church was a reflection of how I felt at life sometimes. I set expectations for myself, and I set imaginary expectations for that I thought other people wanted me to do, and when I didn't meet those expectations, I felt like I was failing them, even if they were just imagined expectations. These thoughts continued up till high school, and I knew they had to change, and I thought that college was the perfect place to change for that. But I thought I could do the change on my own, and I had the strength and the power to do it by myself. When I got here, the transition was harder than I thought. I kept on asking myself questions like, oh, other people are making fast friends, why can't I? And other people are getting used to the transition faster than I am, why can't I? So, because I couldn't handle it, I relied on my high school friends back home. But since they're 3 hours away, there's only so much they could do from that distance. So when I couldn't handle my problems and when other people couldn't help me, I tried to rely on physically harming myself instead of mentally harming myself to gain some control of my life. But that just led to more feelings of failure, like I was failing them, like I was failing myself. Also, during first semester, I was introduced to Crew and Christianity as a whole again. But no change came into my life because of Crew first semester. It was, even though I learned stuff from the speakers, it was easier to stay in that negative slump than trust God fully with my life. The change in heart didn't come until Indy. Indy's a winter break conference Crew goes on in Indianapolis. And something about the people there were different. It was like the people I saw at church back at home, but this time I knew that I needed what they had. Something that the speakers and the students and the staff and the bands had. They were free from their past mistakes. They were free from the past mistakes that they made. I knew I needed God to handle that in my life because I couldn't handle it myself. I learned that the past isn't what defines you, but it's about what Jesus did for you. It's not really about what you did, but it's about what God did for you. And it's about how he can be seen through your actions. You have to believe that he died for your past mistakes and your future mistakes and for everyone's mistakes, but then he died the death that you deserved, but so then you can give him the love and the faith and the trust that he deserves because of that. And realize that you aren't defined by these past mistakes and feelings you've had. 10th Avenue North was a band that was at Indie. They have a song called You Are More that really describes what I felt I was going through and what other people I'm sure went through. In their song You Are More, they say, you are more than the choices that you made. You are more than the sum of your past mistakes. You are more than the problems you create. You've been remade. And it goes on later to say that this is not about what you've done, but what's been done to you. This is not about where you've been, but where your brokenness leads you to. This is not about what you feel, but what he felt to forgive you and what he felt to make you feel loved. That last part about what he felt to make you loved, that's what I learned, is that I'm not failing people. I'm loved unconditionally by God through that because I trust him to do what's right in my life. It's not about what I feel that I can do with my life, but it's about what he could do through my life. And I'm still not perfect. I still have insecurities and different things that make us human, but I know I'm not defined by that and that I'm loved unconditionally. My name is Hailey, and my two words are failing and loved.